Right here, at protect your out. We put the work in. Let's finish. Let's do this. Family, I'll do 1, 2, 3.
You see, we dream chase, cause that's all we was given to start with. Then we realized the dream was obtainable. Now look at us.
Man, I definitely hated to see him go. Another player who I really hated to see go. This guy was named into the Hall of Fame, the 2000 Hall of Fame. Had 7 Pro Bowls, 4 first team All Pros. Goes by the nickname Weapon X. Brian Dawkins, the man himself. You could say best defensive back that we've had in Eagles history. Spent 13 years in Philadelphia. Was drafted out of Clemson. Tallied the most tackles in Eagles history with 451. Had the second most interceptions at 18. With 18, excuse me. B-Doc was the guy. You talking about from an emotional standpoint, alpha male, I'm him. Look, the man didn't cuss, but was still a force. Look, that presence, man, you felt him, and he made sure that you felt him. I remember one time he had Cooley. You gonna feel me, Cooley? You gonna feel me?
Washington.
Tell him to get it down, Cooley. Hit me all you want. Yeah, but you gonna feel it, Cooley. I'm telling you, you gonna feel it.
You belong to somebody new, but you know you belong to me.
Man, this guy, you didn't want to cross the middle. He gave it to you on special teams, tackling, coverage. Look, get the team together. Look, give you that speech, had you out there teared up, ready to run through a brick wall for this man. You know,
what was that one, John, that he did? Because you gonna feel this. You gonna feel it.
Let's go, baby. Can you feel that thing that's oozing out your doggone hands? That thing that's beating your doggone chest right now. Can you feel that? Can you feel what's about to happen on this field, man? We at our house. It's Monday night doggone football.
Do you feel this tonight? I'm like, dog, this man is pure energy. But he always, it was crazy. He always did it in a respectful way. So it was like you couldn't get mad, but it was like, but I'm in your grill with it. One of the true, just pure leaders that we've had in especially during this 2000s era. I'm able to speak on because I watched that more. But you don't have, like, we spoke off camera, and Mr. Owens brought up a good point. From an emotional and just true leadership, the next guy probably like that would be a Jalen Hurts, where it's different. The leader, it's just something about it. It's just you had your Jason Kelce's and everybody else. Yeah, it's just something about it feels different. And just was respected everywhere he goes. Like I said, holy man, but brought that devil with him on Sundays, man. Turned into a completely different monster. Suplex him, and this is when football was football. He's out here. He was a terror. He was a terror. Yeah. My son out here playing with this man. He's crazy. He was just something different, dude. And we haven't really seen a player like him, especially on the defensive side of the ball, in a long time, especially when you talk about defensive backs. In a long time. This guy, for me, it was just energy and passion. When I was in high school, I got the whole dark face mask because I wanted to be B-Dog. I changed my number from 9 to 20 because when I'm on the field, I'm B-Dog. You know what I'm saying? He had that type of influence in the community. Groom younger guys, just a man's man. That's kind of how I view this guy. Alpha through and through. I respect it, man. I truly do.
Yeah, bro. You said it perfectly because Brian Dawkins embodies Philadelphia. He is Philadelphia. Anytime that you think about the Philadelphia Eagles, you think about Brian Dawkins. And with Brian Dawkins, he was the emotional heart of the team, Hall of Famer. For those that don't know, he played safety, inspirational leader, advocate for mental health, and beloved in Philly and everywhere else. Brian Dawkins, when he was on that field, he just brought pain. He played with passion and energy and just effort every Sunday. Brian Dawkins is one of the reasons why I am a Philadelphia Eagles fan. Obviously, being from the Philadelphia area, but just seeing what Brian Dawkins did on Sunday made me love the Philadelphia Eagles even more. And it was just so sad to see Brian Dawkins leave in 2008 and have to go play with the Denver Broncos. And I remember that game where the Denver Broncos came and visited Philadelphia, and Brian Dawkins could not come out that tunnel because he was too emotional. The blood, sweat, and tears that he gave to Philadelphia, the effort again that he gave to Philadelphia is unmatched. And I don't ever know if we'll be able to get another player like that just brought that much passion, that much effort. But Brian Dawkins definitely will be sorely missed here in Philadelphia. He's definitely one of my favorite players for sure.
For sure. Like that was my guy. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I said, I played safety coming up. Him, Ed Reed, Sean Taylor, those are the guys who I modeled my game after. Just the aggression, the passion, the leadership. It was everything I had wanted to be as a young football player.
Yes.
Next on the list. Now, this guy gets a lot of hate here recently, but because some truths had come out. But you can't deny what he's done for the Eagles. And that's Donovan McNabb. Look, he holds all the franchise records when it comes to passing statistics. Played 11 years with the Eagles, tallied 32,873 passing yards. That's a lot of yards. 216 touchdowns. Look, he's been to 6 Pro Bowls, and then he went to 5 straight. Then he was named to 5 straight Pro Bowls. Look, there was a time when Eagles weren't winning Super Bowls. Yeah, I mean, NFC Championship games is kind of where it really got capped at. But to go to 4 NFC Championship games,
he went at 5.
5, back to back. That's crazy. Now, granted, we wasn't reaching the pinnacle. Now, the year we got T.O., went there. Things, we're not going to talk about it right now. We're not going to talk about that. I might get a little emotional. But we were a force when Donovan McNabb was here. There was no question about it. The defense was like that. To have no weapons as far as receivers really go until we got the T.O., McNabb and Brian Westbrook and who was it back then? Selig and E.J. Smith. No. These were the guys who we were hanging our hat on because we didn't have a lot.
Todd Pinkston.
Todd Pinkston.
Freddie Mitchell.
Dude. He belt check you like, what the hell is that? What is this guy doing? Like, he didn't have a lot, and McNabb was getting it done. Andy Reid, and McNabb. There was no Patty Mahomes. That's the pre-Patty. That's where it started. They were vicious. They were. This guy, look, just for what he's done during his era, you got to give him respect. Kind of came out, said some, maybe I want to say some unsavory things, but wasn't in the grants with some things for real, but recently kind of recanted and really shown some leadership and love towards Jalen Hurts, kind of reaching out and trying to be that uncle, that bigger guy, give him back. Look, Donovan McNabb will be one of the best quarterbacks that we've had during this time. You can't argue it. Like I said, during that Andy Reid era, those NFC championships, when we went to all those games straight, they were getting it done. We just couldn't get over the mountaintop. But once again, to have nothing and do what he did, especially you talking about a time where black quarterbacks, that wasn't a hot take There were very few. So he wasn't having a lot of support, you know what I mean? Even though Jalen gets kind of shit on a lot. You know what I mean? There's more support during this era. There wasn't a lot of support back then. Yeah, I mean, he still had some great success. I tip my hat to that guy just for that. Really getting it started for us during this 2000 era. They lit that match. For real.
You got to think about it with McNabb, because like as much as people try to poo-poo on him, the stability we had. We didn't have to search for quarterbacks every other year or every few years. We had a quarterback for a decade. He was with us from 1999 to 2009. A lot of organizations can't hang their hat on that. If you look at the Washington Commanders, you look at the Cleveland Browns, since 2000, they've had like 30 different quarterbacks. You see what I'm saying? So just having that stability at that position, the position that matters the most in football, you have to have a solid quarterback. And even though we went to 5 NFC Championship games, only one in that one, when we beat the Falcons in the NFC Championship game, then lose to the Patriots in 2004, we can't deny that the season that McNabb had when T.O. did come over, that team, when you really look at it, we had some ballers on that team, bro. Like, I looked at it because, and the Pro Bowlers that we had on that team were McNabb, Westbrook, T.O., Trey Thomas, Jeremiah Trotter, Axman Sr., Lito Shepard, B-Dog, Michael Lewis, David Akers, and Ike Reese.
Defense always been there, though.
Defense always been solid, especially when we had Jim Johnson as our defensive coordinator. But you got to think, McNabb, back in that time, McNabb was a top 5 quarterback in that time. Easily.
For sure, yes.
It wasn't a lot of other quarterbacks that you would take over Donovan McNabb in that period. So, again, I know that he receives a lot of flack, and I understand the issue that was called the beef that between him and T.O., but we can't deny what Donovan McNabb did for the Philadelphia Eagles and keeping us in relevance during that time period, even when we weren't winning Super Bowls.
No, facts. Like, once again, keeping us really starting it up for us. They kind of put us on the map starting them early 2000s.
Facts.
Up to and then it's just transitioning. The culture has really been put in place. Like I say, yeah, I always tip my hat to Donovan McNabb. What he's done, look, can't be unmatched.
Did you know that Dorsey Levens was on that team, bro?
Yeah.
Remember Dorsey Levens? And then Greg Lewis, like, to add on, like what you had said about the like people we had to hang our hats on. Greg Lewis, who was Kansas City's wide receiver coach, but now the Baltimore Ravens wide receiver coach. And then
didn't know that.
Yeah, I just saw that just last week. Matter of fact, that he because I always thought he was with Kansas City. And then quick trivia question: does anybody out from our supporters remember Reno Malhi from the Eagles back at that time? Running back, punt returner. Yeah. These are the people that we had on our team, all right?
Yeah. I know exactly. I know that name.
But then
that's crazy.
Like, it was crazy because, like, but then you got to think we had Hugh Douglas, Javon Curse, Corey Simon, Hollis Thomas, Garvin Walker, Donnie Jones, Sheldon Brown.
The defense was crazy during that time, bro. Crazy defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the one thing I can honestly say, at least during my time of, you know what I mean, late 90s, 2000, we've always had a defense. Defense has, for the most, never been lacking. We make sure we keep a solid defense, solid O-line, the whole 9 type deal. It was just bringing the weapons in. You know what I mean? But those are the old days. We don't speak on that no more. It's different now. We bougie now.
It's just different.
It's different. All right, so next guy we want to talk about, Mr. Harold Carmichael himself. He's found the end zone 79 times, has 589 receptions for damn near 9,000 yards. He led the league in receiving in 1973 with 1,116 yards, but nominated to 4 Pro Bowls, the second team All-Pro. Hey, Harold Carmichael was that guy. And what folks don't know, he was more of a tight end than receiver. Yeah, I mean we mentioned him as a receiver, but it was more of a tight endish type of frame, taller guy, slimmer build, but Himothy. Him and Mike Quick, those guys really got it started with as far as pass catchers go. Truly, you talking about having a duo, getting it done. Harold Carmichael will forever be a legend. We're talking about getting it started. He got it started. You went from Harold Carmichael and Mike Quick to look. Now you got AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, and that's no slight even my man Jeremy Maclin and DJ. And DJ. You know what I'm saying? So we've had these pairs. What is it, like every 10, 15 years or so? I don't know how that works. Yeah, but we get our duo of receivers, man. When we bring them in, we bring them in. This guy will be a legend. Everybody knows Harold Carmichael. You know what I'm saying? Like he's that guy. Eagles Hall of Fame guy. Like he's him.
Yeah, bro. He was Alshon and AJ before Alshon and AJ and T.O.
Big facts. Straight to my bigger guys for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
especially for the bigger guys. And then it's so funny because even after Harold Carmichael and Mike Quick, remember we had Urban Fryer for a few years, and then we did have Chris Carter, but Chris Carter just couldn't get right. You feel me?
Couldn't get right here. How you go over there and it's like, bro, what?
You just going to come a Hall of Famer? Like, all right, bro.
What are we doing?
My gosh. But yeah, Harold Carmichael is definitely a legend here in Philadelphia. Every time you go to a game, you see a handful of Harold Carmichael jerseys. He was a little bit before our time, but us being huge Eagle fans that we are, we did our due diligence, we did our research, and Harold Carmichael definitely was that guy back in the time when he played here in Philadelphia, for sure, bro.
For sure. Going on to another legend, you could say arguably the best Eagles player ever, if you want to be honest. The Minister of Defense, Reggie White. Look, man, spent 8 seasons here, where 121 games, tallied 124 sacks, 124 sacks in 8 years is bonkers. I am not even gonna lie to you. If somebody can do the math for me real quick, let me know, because I know it's what is that?
But you said the number was
124 over 8 seasons. Over 8.
15 and a half.
Every year at a minimum, you getting 15 every year. That's come on, man. That's nuts. That is absolutely nuts. Hall of Famers, man. He was 6-time All-Pro, nominated to 7 Pro Bowls. We all know he finished his career with Green Bay, but he'll forever be remembered as an Eagle. Second most sacks in the league there, but only behind Bruce Smith. Like, Reggie White was him. Now, mind you, Reggie White is from down south, right? My dad said, and this is no lie, he seen this man pick up a refrigerator with his bare hands. So he's from Tennessee. Seen this man bare hand a refrigerator, grown and move that joint like it was a paperweight. Reggie White, freakishly strong, powerful, speed, finesse, whatever you wanted, Reggie White was gonna give you. And then he was gonna preach to you, baby. He was gonna let you know about it. Okay, so it was the play on the field, off the field, him and Jerome Brown, and it's just that whole D line. Jerome Brown could have been on this list. Phenomenal. Where you think how we got the idea of great O lines and D line? It started back then. He ain't just cooked that about the woo-wah. He looked at the history of the Eagles. Well, they've always had a dog D line, huh? Gangrene, yeah, we need to bring all that back. Okay, yeah. Let's cook that up real quick. Now you have dog D lines damn near every year. O-line the same way. We've always had a great O-line play, but Reggie White was him. We talk about alpha males. He was a grown man. Folks wanted no parts of him. And once again, this is an era where you didn't have all the ticky-tack rules. I mean, they was clotheslining folks back then. Dude might even bite you. Like, it was different football. And he was still elite and a grown man amongst that era. Look. when you come in and you're a D lineman in Philly, first name you're gonna hear is Reggie White. This is the guy who you need to be looking at and aspiring to be. Like he has that type of effect and just that type of respect within the organization where he is him. He is the pinnacle. You know what I mean? The guy. So Reggie White, forever love. We all know what it is. Hall of Famer, legend forever.
And for real, to be honest with you, because he's, like you say, he's upper echelon, bro. Everybody knows the prime minister of defense. And it's funny how we mentioned B-Dog and how holy he is and how much he believes in God. I think that Reggie White was more
For sure.
in the God than Brian Dawkins. You see what I'm saying? And not saying that, because everybody has different relationships with God, of course. But Reggie White will be the type of player where he'll knock you off your cleats and then probably pray over you. To be honest with you, he ain't talking no junk to you. He ain't doing none of that. You see what I'm saying? He gonna bless you and then help you up and then do it again. You feel me? But yeah, that defense in 91 was amazing. Obviously, it was cut short because of Randall Cunningham breaking his leg in the season opener, because that's the year that the Eagles were predicted to win the Super Bowl. But with Reggie White, the only thing that I regret, even though I was a young boy at that point, is Norman Brahman, the owner at that point in time. I believe he was the Eagles owner from 85 to 93. And Reggie White's last season here was in 92. So we know why Norman Brahman left in 93, because you made the mistake of being cheap and not want to pay Reggie White to retain him to come back to Philadelphia, and hence him leaving to Green Bay, doing what he did in Green Bay, winning a Super Bowl there. That's one player who I sit as a Philadelphia Eagles fan to say, dang, I wish he did not get away. Because obviously once he left here, we saw what he did here. Then once he left from here, we saw what he continued doing, wrecking the whole league. So Reggie White will forever be remembered as a Philadelphia Eagle. Rest in peace to him, and then also, as you mentioned, Jerome Brown. Rest in peace to him as well. Both of those guys on that defense were scary, and Reggie White arguably is one of the best defenders in the NFL history. Like, you can legitimately have that argument. I know a lot of people say like Bruce Smith. A lot of people say maybe Mean Joe Green from the Steel Curtain days, but Reggie White is definitely in that conversation for sure.
100 in that conversation. Another guy we're going to talk about, Troy Vincent. Now, he spent 8 years here with Philadelphia, amassed 428 tackles, had a few sacks, 28 interceptions, which is actually pretty good. He was named to 5 Pro Bowls, had 1 second team All-Pro, and had 1 first team All-Pro. Look, you talk about corners, and I met Troy Vincent. I remember as a kid. I mean, because I'm, like I said, we're from around the way. All right, I'm out in New Jersey. I don't know if y'all know about Wegmans. But I'm at Wegmans with my mom and dad. Okay, and I love me some Philadelphia. All right, we going through Wegmans. Stumble upon Troy Vincent, my man in there signing autographs. Man, he's sharp, all clean, everything all put together. I'm like, dog, this Philadelphia right here, baby. Got his autograph, took a picture. He was so humble. Sat and talked with my fam for damn near 45 minutes for real in Wegmans, just chopping it up. Just for me, he was solidified and fortified for me just how much, because I was already a diehard Eagles fan, but for this guy to take 45 minutes out of his time in the grocery store when he didn't have to do that and just chop it up with me and my family, I was like, bro, mad respect. You could tell even back then it was bigger than football for him. He's went on to continue to work throughout the league, holding several different titles.
He's the president of the NFLPA now.
There you go. So he's going to stay locked in with the league and making sure that the players are getting what they deserve and everything else. Just to me, a really humble guy, bigger corner. Because if you don't know, Troy Vincent is also about 6'2". Yeah, I mean, but fluid. My man would make plays, not scary. For me, once again, it was the humility. I mean, you're an NFL guy in your prime, You know what I'm saying? Doing that for, I might have been at the time, I might have been like 13. I mean, I'm full of energy. He cool as a cucumber, just talking his stuff. I was like, yeah, Troy Vincent's him. So Troy Vincent for me, that's why he's on the list.
Yeah, Troy Vincent, he's one of the unsung heroes. A lot of people that are new to Philadelphia, new being an Eagle fan, definitely won't know Troy Vincent, but us growing up as Eagle fans, we definitely know what Troy Vincent brought on and off the field, especially when he lined up across from Bobby Taylor. They were strapping everybody.
First real cornerback duo.
Everybody, bro.
Lock down, bro.
Before Sheldon and Lito.
Yeah, bro. Like, they were like that. No doubt.
Yes, yo. You feel me? Like you say, had Michael Lewis on the back end, had Brian Dawkins on the back end with Bobby Taylor and Troy Vincent. Strapped with Jimmy Johnson running the calling the defense.
Come on, man.
But yeah, Troy Vincent, I can't say enough words about him. Definitely was one of the people who I watched growing up at corner. And one of the people that made me want to play corner once I got older. So I got a lot of respect for Troy Vincent and what he brought again on and off the field.
For sure. Now, next legend. This is another guy, cool as a cucumber. Man, I almost said something crazy. Nick Foles. Swole Pole Foles. This is
big bag, got him big mad. A nigga get into some money in his bitch bag. Jumping out the roast truck with the temp tag. I'm getting money, I don't get mad. Ask a nigga in my hood, he gon' set it on stamp. And when those situations came, I came out like a champ. When it was pouring down raining, I came out of a dent. But now it's champagne showers when we poppin' the champ. We the dollar fast and they trash. Niggas can't be us cause they rats. Stand tall, put a finger, never that. I know a nigga had it all, went to the bank, get it back. That's why I'm humble as ever, and I remember whatever. Don't chase hoes cause they come with a shadow. I see my man girl start acting bougie when he fuck with shadow. Before you know it, niggas was fucking her better. I know about it and I wanted to tell him I felt funny as ever. But when I told him, he went running to tell her. Damn.
This is my guy. For the simple fact, look, man, he brought us our first one.
Come on now.
My man you got Carson, 2017. If y'all don't remember, Carson was having a lights out year that year. Really should have won MVP that year, right? So you got a guy who's playing at the highest level, doing his thing, has to sit down. You thrusting the guy. I've been warming the bench all season. Y'all, who? Oh, shoot, where my helmet at? They throw him his helmet. And yeah, I mean, it was curtains. They had a rough game versus the Raiders, but he came in that 4-game stretch going into that playoffs, was clicking, then got into the playoffs, and you could arguably say had one of the best playoff runs of any quarterback ever to win a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? You talking about this is from your backup guy to come in and have that confidence, not only in yourself, but in your teammates. Like, man, these guys aren't going to let me fail, and show up and deliver our first Super Bowl of this new era. Dude, come on, man. They ain't make no statue of the bull. No, you gotta give it to him. So Nick is on this list.
You guys, especially, and it's crazy with his story because, like, obviously we all know that. Well, not obviously everybody, but started out at Michigan State, transferred to Arizona. Then we drafted him. Was supposed to be our franchise starting quarterback, but then some things happened. But Nick Foles was always a quarterback that I loved. Stood tall in the pocket, big, strong, can make all the throws. Not the most athletic, but had enough sneaky athleticism to make plays. And as you mentioned, him coming in off the bench from in that 2017 season and doing what he did was nothing short of spectacular, bro. Like, that was one of the most magical runs that I've ever seen a team, and not only a team, but a player do in the span that he did. I think he almost threw dang near close to 1,000 yards in 3 games in the playoffs, man.
Yes.
Like, and he only had 1 turnover, and that 1 turnover was from when he tried to throw the deep bomb to Alshon on the sideline. And Alshon was about to bag up Stephon Gilmore and threw the ball up, and tossed the ball up, and they picked it off. But other than that, Nick Swole Pole, BDN, however you want to say it, played a flawless playoff and flawless Super Bowl. For you to go toe-to-toe with the GOAT Tom Brady and make throw after throw after throw in the biggest moment says a lot about the person that you are and the type of competitor and athlete that you are. But it's no shock. He came from Westlake High School down in Texas, down in Austin. You know, they put out some players. I think Drew Brees went there. So what's it called? Nick Foles definitely deserves to be on this list for what he has done in Philadelphia in both stints that he was here in Philadelphia.
Right. Real talk. His first stint, he was lighting it up before we got rid of him too, for real.
He had that 7-time out, John.
Yeah, bro. Dude had like 20-something touchdowns and like 2-3 picks or something nuts. He was going. I
think it was 20-2, right?
It was something like it was some 20-something to like 1-2 crazy run for real. But moving on to another guy, didn't start with Philadelphia, but ended up here and still supports and talks Philly ball heavily. That's Chris Long, man. If this was basketball, you call him the sixth man. You know what I mean? Like, he was just that guy. But a guy who came off the bench, gave you valuable minutes, a ton of experience because he had already won a Super Bowl with the Patriots. Played with, I believe, with the Rams for a little bit.
Well.
If I'm not mistaken, that's actually might be who drafted him. He came in and assimilated seamlessly. We talked about Malcolm Jenkins and him being a social activist when everything was going on with Colin Kaepernick and players not wanting to kneel and not kneel, you know what I mean, for the banner and everything else. Chris Long was right there, arm in arm with his brothers. You know what I mean? He didn't shy away from that when he could have, because a man of his complexion didn't have to go out of his way to support that, but he said it was near and dear to him, and it's something that his brother supported, so he was going to support it too. And for that, he will always have my respect because he did something he didn't have to. He did something when it wasn't cool. Then, like I said, going, get another Super Bowl, you know what I mean? 2017, got another ring. You know what I mean? Just give the minutes that he gave. You know, when it was the leadership off the bench, you knew because of that we had waves. You knew when that second wave came in, that second D line, there wasn't no let-offs. Chris Long showed up. It's more so, like I said, the leadership experience, and then him having the gonads to stand up for what he believed in. Look, bro, much respect.
You said it perfectly, because the leadership, standing for what he believes in, the effort that he brought to Philadelphia was unmatched. Especially like you said, with the second wave defense, that's somebody who Chris Long, our D line, our first unit was solid that year. Solid. If y'all haven't checked out our 2017 versus 2024 part 1 and part 2 videos, please be sure to check that out. But Chris Long on a lot of other teams will start. The fact that he was a backup on our team and still produced, I want to say like 6 or 7 sacks, bro, for on the second team speaks wonders. And I just like that Chris Long came from a winning culture, brought that winning culture over to Philadelphia, and showed people what a true leader is, especially with the play on the field, what he did off the field. One thing that I will forever remember Chris Long is with the dog mask. He put the John on, and they had the John. He just you see what I'm saying, for the underdog role that we played that season. But Chris Long, to me, is a Philadelphia Eagle. I know the Rams organization and fan base and the Patriots organization and fan base will argue otherwise, but when he hung up his cleats, he's doing his Green Light podcast. Shout out to them. Who does he always speak highly of? Who does he always talk about? The Philadelphia Eagles. It doesn't matter if we draft a player or don't draft a player. When somebody comes to Philadelphia and when it's all said and done, they always find their way back to the city of brotherly love.
Absolutely. Hey, because it's just that. It's love here. Hey, Philly fans, we might get a little crazy, but at the end of the day, it's all love. We only want the best for our players and our community. We want them to just put their best foot forward. I mean, this is a hard working city. You know, so we say the best for last. And last person we want to mention is Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has been through a ton of adversity, and my man continues to persevere. As we mentioned earlier, coming off a Super Bowl MVP, Super Bowl championship, still doubted, but he doesn't let the noise get to him. And that's one thing I can say that we could all take away from him is don't get caught up with the outside noise. As we say, keep the main thing the main thing. Stay locked into your craft. And that's something that he's even rubbed off on us with, just staying true to what we do. And that's rubbed off in the community on the other players. As we mentioned earlier, a lot of players, they come here, they want to come to Philadelphia because it's a nice place to be, good team, good culture. But it's Jalen Hurts. You know, this guy is influential. He has that it factor. You can't quite put your finger on it, but you're like, damn, it's something. Well, it's something, you know, and I like it. I dig it. You know, he's brought a winning attitude and a winning culture with him. As me and Mr. Owen said, during that Carson Wentz kind of transition, we were somewhat in limbo. Things really could have went either really right or really left for us. But he came in and gave us that stability at the QB position. Even when things were going crazy, my man is like, hey, I got y'all. And he delivers. And I can appreciate that from him, because for most people, they say that they don't back it up. They don't. But he stands on business all the time. He's not going to say a lot, all about action. You know, your quarterback, if his name is Jalen Hurts, QB1 for the Philadelphia Eagles, he is going to give you 1,000% of his mind and body and spirit at all times. He is never going to come in and shortchange you. I love that. I love that about him. Like I said, he's made Philadelphia lovable again. You know what I mean? Because folks were hating. You know what I mean? We've had success through this whole 2000s era, but for some reason, you know, it was still, we don't like that, poo-poo on Philly for whatever. But he's made Philadelphia a likable city, a lovable city, a destination for a lot of players and a lot of coaches. They know if they come here, they coach up Jalen Hurts and get with this offense and this team, hey, that might catapult my career to something more. It's just the impact that he's had just on everybody who he's laid his fingerprints on is unmatched. It truly is unmatched. It's different. As you mentioned, we haven't had a leader like that really since B-Dog, where it's just this guy really knows how to rally grown men and have them put all their mind and focus into one task, you know what I mean, and achieve that. Different guy. The best is yet to come. It's still early with this guy. He's still young, so the future's bright, everybody. But Jalen Hurts, we both felt should have been on this list for sure.
For sure, bro. He is one of the reasons, if not the reason, that we're back in national prominence, bro.
For sure.
We fell off a little bit for a few years, you see what I'm saying? But we've always, throughout the 2000s, have been competitive. That's Absolutely. The one thing I can say about our organization. We've always been competitive. Maybe we might knock off the big dogs. Maybe some years we might not ready to be knocked off the big dogs. But one thing that Jalen Hurts, QB1, has done has made us believe and showed us that we can hang with the big dogs, and not only hang with the big dogs, but compete for Super Bowls and win Super Bowls. Obviously, with the current team, we have a ton of leaders on our team, from A.J. Brown to Saquon to the Ball Eagle Bond to Reed Blankenship now, Jalen Carter, Landon Dickerson, Dallas Goedert, Lane paved the lane, Mailata, Quinyon, Smitty, and Nolan. But again, just like Big Huss said, we had to save the best for last. And I just want to go over QB1 real quick and how I feel and why I feel that he deserved to be on this list. So obviously we know that he's the franchise quarterback of the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts is not just the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles. He's the embodiment of a new era in Eagles football. He's disciplined, dynamic, and deeply driven. As the leader of the Super Bowl champion Eagles, Hurts has redefined what it means to be a franchise quarterback in the city of Philadelphia. And we all know what type of city Philadelphia is, a city that demands toughness, accountability, and results. From QB1's early days at Alabama, Oklahoma, to his unexpected selection in the second round of the 2020 NFL Draft, Hurts' journey has always been one of proving people wrong and doing it with poise. He took the reins of Philadelphia, as Big Huss mentioned, during a time of transition in 2020, with uncertainty in just a few short seasons. What has QB1 done here? He's elevated the franchise back again to national prominence, as I mentioned. Hurts has a rare blend of athleticism and IQ. He commands the offense with surgical precision, mastering RPOs, zone reads, and timing routes with the skill of a veteran. Whether he's dissecting the defense from the pocket or running through the line in the open field, his decision making, his physicality, and calm under pressure makes him one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in the league. He set records, so we know here with the Eagles, he's been historic. He has set records for rushing touchdowns by a quarterback, and then he has a balance of power, speed, and leadership that turned the Eagles' offense into one of the most feared units in football. To finish up on QB1, real quick, Big Huss, what truly separates Hurts is his mindset and maturity. As you mentioned, he's super young at just 26 years old. He carries himself like a seasoned vet or CEO, measures intense and completely focused on the mission. He doesn't chase headlines. He just leads by example. Hurts' teammates, as we all know, rally behind him, not because he's loud, but because he's consistent, reliable, and real. His pre and post game pressers are masterclasses in humility and focus. And in a city that can be as critical and as passionate as Philadelphia, QB1 has earned respect by showing up, shutting up, and delivering. And as you mentioned, because it's still super early in his career, he has all the tools and the gifts to create his own legacy here in Philadelphia, which he's already doing. And to go out, if not the best quarterback in the Eagles' history, one of the best quarterbacks in the Eagles' history and in NFL history. So I'm just proud of what Jalen Hurts has accomplished, the trials and tribulations that he's faced, because we all know, from the national media to the local media, they always are targeting QB1, trying to tear him down. And I don't understand why you try to tear down a man who comes from a strong household, who has a strong wife, who is respected by his peers. Obviously, as we see on the top 100s when the NFL does it, where's Jalen Hurts? He's always in the top 100. But I'm proud to say I'm glad that he is our franchise quarterback here in Philadelphia, and he will lead us not only to the Super Bowl this season, but Super Bowls in the future as well, because
Hey, as we've mentioned, his time, he has started a dynasty here. We are in a QB1 Jalen Hurts era. So everybody, let's enjoy the ride. Let's enjoy the ride. You know what I mean?
make sure you buckle up.
The gates are about to close. Your ride on Colossus is about to begin. Please keep your arms inside the train, your feet on the floor, and brace yourselves at all times. Once again, your ride on Colossus is about to begin. Please keep your arms inside the train, your feet on the floor, and brace yourselves at all times.
You feel me? It's going to be a nice journey for us. The future is definitely bright. Definitely bright. Now, look, we'll be dropping some more videos later this week. As you know, camp is coming up. It's right around the corner. I believe it's July 22nd.
Yeah, July 22nd, the vets and rookies report
will show up. So that'll be your first day. Not too much going to be happening that day. Like I said, folks just be showing up, getting tucked in, you know what I mean, measurements, helmets fitted, most of that type of stuff. But hey, we'll be here for the ride. So definitely stay tuned. Continue, like you said, to like, subscribe, follow, share with your friends, your mama, your brother, everybody else. Get them on this TMTP wave. But I hope everybody's having a great week, or we'll have a great week. Did you want to talk to them real quick? Anything you want to say?
Yeah, I just want to continue saying thank you to our supporters. That love does not go unnoticed, and truly appreciate the support and love that y'all have shown our family and this community as we continue to bring visibility and growth to this community. This all cannot happen without you all. So I definitely want to give a major shout out to y'all for rocking with us and continuing to help us push out this content and make sure that this content is up to standard, not only for us, but for y'all. And again, just to follow up what Big Hus says, make sure to continue to like the videos, continue to flood those comment sections, share and subscribe to the community and content. And last but not least, don't forget to turn on the notification bells, also known as that Liberty Bell looking thingy, so you don't miss when Swoop comes out with the Eagles news and updates.
You heard them. You heard them. You heard them. The support is much appreciated. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Continue to have a great week. Till next time, if you don't know, I go by Big Husk.
And I go by Mr. Owens.
And this is the Main Thing Podcast, where we keep the main thing the main thing. Everyone stay blessed. Flag will fly till we die. Till next time.
It was I was gonna make a lot of money doing what I wanted to do. I went after it, and it was a struggle to achieve it. But you know what? I caught that bitch. Dream chasing.